The honourable member for Airdrie, followed by Calgary Fort.
Mr. Speaker, I have some very special guests in your gallery. The last time I introduced them to this assembly, two were toddlers. One was an infant, and another was inside his mommy's tummy. And in defiance of the laws of aging, one is somehow even more beautiful today than she was 7 years ago, Mr. Speaker. I'd ask if they would stand so I can introduce them. My oldest son, Derek, is 10. Then there's Bryce and Spencer, both 8. Joshua is almost 6 years old. And of course, there's my angel wife of almost 14 years, Anita. And also one of my greatest heroes, my father, Robert Anderson Sr. is here. As all honourable members know, our family sacrificed so much for us to be able to do what we do. For me, most Sunday nights these last 7 years ended with goodbyes, hugs, and a few tears, and promises of coming home to spend a few hours with them between events. And it meant Anita having to look after 4 little boys possessed with the same very agreeable DNA that I possessed, Mr. Speaker. Well, no more. Thanks for everything, Mom and Dad. I love you, Anita. And boys, I'm coming home for good, and we're going to savor the rest of our lives together.
The honourable member for Airdrie.
Mr. Speaker, as I stand for possibly the final time in this House, I do so with a heart full of gratitude. I'm grateful for my family and for the constituents of Airdrie for giving me the opportunity to represent them. All of us in this chamber, of course, have different reasons for becoming MLAs. For me, I wanted to make sure that when my 4 boys are grown and must decide where they want to live and raise their families, I want to make sure they choose Alberta. I want them to be able to inherit a province of limitless opportunities and the highest quality of life. In short, I want them to call Alberta home with the same love and pride that I do. That's what I've been fighting for, and it's why my heart is so full today, because finally, after 7 exhausting years, and they've left some scars, what I and so many other Albertans have been fighting to see happen is actually going to happen. Tomorrow, our Premier will unveil a long-term plan that will see our province placed firmly on the path to a sustainable, balanced budget, a debt-free future, the lowest tax regime in the country, and a heritage fund that will ensure the Alberta Advantage is protected long after our energy revenues are gone. Don't underestimate the importance of what this means. This plan is a critical turning point for our province. Following through with it will bless the lives of our children and their children for decades. We must not blink, not even for a second. We must follow through with it this time. We owe it to our children. Alberta is the best place in the world to live and raise a family. May we ever keep it that way, is my humble prayer. And in closing, I want to share the end of my favorite poem. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.